on to the pharmacologist and on to the lady who tests them in animals. And I got to see the results of how they performed in all of the assays. And so the results, I guess you could say that the gnat, which was this one with 3.6 nanomolar binding affinity, was more potent than the flea was, so it bound tighter to the serotonin receptor than its counterpart did. But it still wasn't quite as good at binding than the original butterfly molecule was. But what this told us was that the receptor likes to have a smaller size ring at this position as opposed to a larger size ring. And so from this, we have done further studies on this and have made a much tighter agonist to that receptor. A little bit more about our RU program. So there's lots of opportunities for undergraduates to work in labs, or you can work in industry. And so traditionally, these take over your entire summer, around 10 weeks long, and you get paid for it. So you get around $3,000 to $6,000, and you get paid for housing. So it's a really great opportunity to go to a different city, meet different people, and get paid. So it's a nice summer job. You're in a very research-focused environment, and you're in a different location. So I went to Purdue. I don't know if you guys ever been to Purdue. The town is kind of sucks, but it was fun. I got to be in the lab. The lab was exciting, but you could go to more exciting towns than Purdue. I had a friend who went to Mississippi. Someone's going to go to Eli Lilly in Indiana, work in a pharmaceutical industry for the summer. But there are lots of different opportunities. And also you get to make connections with graduate students and also professors. So this is your way to job shadow, if you will. So if you're on the fence about whether you want to get a master's degree, or if you want to go to graduate school, or if you want to go into industry, this is a way for you to, I guess, dip your foot in the water without jumping in. Because you can see what the experience is like without really making a full commitment. And if you want more information on this, I recommend going to nsf.gov. They are in charge of all of the different RU programs, and you can see all sorts of different schools that accept them. So research took me around 3 years to do. I got several scholarships at the end, and so this helped pay for my last 2 years of school, since it took me 5 years to finish. And I did that RU at Purdue, and I worked in a graduate lab, and this really helped solidify the fact that I love doing research and that I wanted to go into a research-focused environment. So that was my, I guess, deciding factor for applying to graduate school. I went to several conferences to present my research findings. So I went to Asheville, North Carolina, and also to Madison, Wisconsin. These were fully paid for. The school paid for it, so that was really nice. I got to publish my results in a journal, so in bioorganic and medicinal chemistry. But overall, I have to say that it was a very valuable experience. I learned about how to work independently and not rely on others. I learned how to ask the right questions when your advisor's in town and you get to talk to them, and stuff like that. So, by the way, like when I say journals, here's like analytical chemistry about a journal sample. And so you basically just publish articles in here, and you guys can come up here and look at it once you're done, or I can pass it around. But that's what a journal is when you publish in them. So now I'm in my third year of a graduate degree at the University of Michigan, where I'm hoping to earn my PhD. And applying to graduate school is fairly straightforward. So once you earn your bachelor's in science, you're going to want to apply to graduate programs that interest you. So most likely by the time you're done with your undergraduate career, you're going to have a discipline that you're going to want to lean towards. So I lean towards organic chemistry. My boyfriend is a physical chemist. I have a friend who is an inorganic chemist, a friend who is a biochemist. I have a whole span. And so they all went to different schools that had programs that were more research focused on their discipline. And so if you go to this website, you can kind of use these pull-down menus, and you can, I guess, sort through a variety of schools that have different areas of chemistry that might interest you more. But when you apply to graduate school, you need to assemble all of your application materials. So this includes a personal statement, saying why you want to go there, what sort of life experiences have you had that makes this a good decision for you, your research experience, your resume, GRE scores. GRE is similar to an ACT, but for graduate school. There's not a lot of emphasis put on it. Granted, letters of recommendation, and these are going to be from probably your research advisor, maybe your REU advisor, teachers that you had, you classes that know how well you work, and so forth. And lastly, if you apply, if you get into the schools, you get to visit these programs. And what's great about visiting the programs is that, once again, it's completely free. So they fly you out. So I was in La Crosse, and I went to Michigan, and I think my plane ticket was $800, and they paid for it. And they put me up in a hotel, they paid for all of my meals, so everything is all inclusive, very nice. You get to visit the schools, get to meet with faculty members that you might want to do research with, you get to meet with graduate students, which is also really cool, because you get to see if this is the type of place that you could see yourself living in for around 5 years. It takes 5 years to complete your PhD, so it's a very big commitment, and you want to make sure that you're choosing the best school for you. So, chemistry graduate school, as I just said, it takes around 5 years to earn a PhD, and it's not like your traditional undergraduate school, so it's very research focused. And so it's 5 years. Your first year is taking classes and teaching, and your last 4 years are just pure research, so you're in a lab. And you work under the guidance of one professor, so I work with John Wolf, and you publish all of your original research, results into journals. And at the end of all of it, you write a thesis. So on average, your thesis can be 150 pages to 300 pages. So it's just a book. But apparently, I hear that they're very easy to write. So if you publish, you just pretty much rewrite all of your papers that you publish. So apparently, at the end of the road, it's not that hard. Tuition is covered. So this is one of the great things about going to graduate school in chemistry is that they pay you to go. And so I get around $24,000 a year. That covers my tuition and living expenses. It's more than enough money that I need. And every year it goes up because the union fights for us to have more money, so that's good. And once again, if you want more information, you can go to this website and find out more. So the reason why they pay you is that they're making an investment in the future. And so on average, we cost, a graduate student like me costs a professor around $50,000 a year. So by the time we're done, we're around $250,000 in debt due to us. So where does this money come from? It comes from the government. So the National Institute of Health, the National Science Foundation, the Department of Energy are all major funding agencies that fund the university and that fund all of the professors that in turn give us money. Also, pharmaceutical agencies, since one day you could work for them, they also want to invest in your future as well. And so some of these pharmaceutical industries include Amgen, Merck, Eli Lilly, Pfizer, GlaxoSmithKline, and DuPont. So grad school for me. Year one is probably the most jumbled year ever because you need to take classes, you need to teach, and you begin doing research rotation. So when you go to graduate school, there are a bunch of professors and faculty that you could potentially work for, and you have no idea which one you want to work for 4 years. So we do something called a rotation system, so you get to be in the lab for a full semester, try it out, see how you like it. And then the next semester, you get to switch to a different lab. And then at the end of your full year, you choose the lab that you really want to join. Year two, I had to take 2 more classes. I continued to teach. I chose my advisor for real.